Hey guys, welcome to Divine Feminine Tarot. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe. I got an interesting video for you guys today. Something that I've learned that I've been doing extensive research on, and this is for the Divine Feminines that are dealing with twin flame union energy or divine counterpart energy. I just got done. Okay, I'm gonna explain something. There's two tarot readers that I want you guys to check out if you don't know her, if you're a counterpart. That is Soulful Revolution, Mary Jo's channel, and that is Pretty Boss TV. If you guys don't know who that is, check out their channels. They are amazing. I just woke up from a dream about my divine counterpart. It was very, very crazy. Okay, and it really made me very, very sad. And so I got online. I saw that Pretty Boss had done an update. I haven't watched tarot readings in a while because I've been trying to live my own life and not get caught up in the energy of the divine counterparts and twin flames. I'm trying to focus on more positive things. And so I saw that, I resonated with the title, I had to watch it. And everything she said just ties into all the research that I've been doing for the divine counterparts and for the actually stepping into your feminine power. So the messages that I have to share for you guys today involve going back to the basics as a divine feminine, and as you are for divine feminines, this is going to be your video. We can even do some card pulls here with the oracle cards that I have for healing purposes. So let's get started. Okay, can you imagine if yin came out? Oh my gosh, I would be so grateful. Okay, so because we're channeling yin energies, nuts. So we have to go back to the basics, right? And when we go back to the basics of being a feminine energy, we're talking about receiving. So we're on the receiving end as a feminine energy. We're talking about being in your empress power. You're attracting, like you're being attractive. You're being, you know your worth. You know your self-worth. You're, you might do a hair toss, check your nails. Got the Lizzo theme going on here. Like, never let someone take your power away. All right, feminine energies. So we're looking at creativity. She's calm. She's like very cool waters. We're looking at relaxing. Now, you're also looking at someone who receives, could be material wealth, taking care of yourself, looking your best image, and let me see. The yin energy here. Gathering information, also like doing the detective work, but not making a move, if that makes sense. Taking in the cues, like I said, she's about passion, nurturing, loving, caring. This is the yin energy, okay? Now, I've noticed a lot of feminines. I'm trying to get something here. I notice a lot of feminines are carrying more masculine energy. Now, how can you tell when you have more masculine energy? This is what's repelling our divine counterparts, by the way, is the masculine energy that we have inside. Because when you have two masculines, your masculine energy taking over your masculine energy and the divine counterpart, what's going to happen? It's going to repel each other. In order to come together, you're going to have a perfect balance of the yin and yang, and they're going to have a perfect balance of the yin and yang, okay? The masculine and feminine energies. But if you resonate more with the feminine energy, what you want to show is your feminine energy, your feminine side. We're going to get into how this plays in going back to the Stone Ages and attracting men or attracting the masculine energy, okay? We'll get to that in a little bit. So, conservation for the feminine energy, being quiet, inhibition, substantial, slowness, soft, being soft, wet, going with the flow, water, cold, wet. We're looking at the moon energy, lunar energy here, and could be passive. The feminine energy is passive. And when I'm reading off some of these words to you, you can see how some of that would be not too much. Like too much can be a bad thing. Like if I was overly passive, that would be a bad thing. You know, if I was overly calm, bad thing. You know, too much of anything cannot be good. You have to have the perfect balance. Patient, being patient is a feminine trait. Introspective, compassion, having compassion, nurturing, intuitive, listening to your intuition is definitely a feminine energy. Okay, like I said, creativity, being soft. Now, too much of the feminine energy is needy, confusion, metronome, and depression. So, what I'm saying to you, for example, when I noticed that my masculine energy was taking over, let me read some masculine energy. Active, external energy, assertion, valor, dominating, intimidating, left brain, logical, consciousness, certainty, quantity, cause and effect, hard. And then forcing, rigid, domination, and anxiety. So when you know that you're stepping in too much of your masculine energy, you're going to have those negative traits, right? You're going to be the one chasing. For example, as a feminine, you don't want to chase. You want to be on the receiving end. And this is one of the mistakes that I know I've made as a divine feminine. I realized when I started getting into the videos of the dating coach that I was watching, I realized, wow, I should not have been chasing my divine counterpart, because that really only just pushed him away. And this only started happening like 3 years ago. I wasn't chasing him, I was just watching him. I was really in my feminine energy, which made it not so bad to just sit there and watch him and see what he's doing. See, like, you wait for him to make a move, see if he's going to make a move. But then when I started realizing that, you know, the closer I got, like, something switched. I don't know what it is. I think it was like when I first told him my feelings is when I had the switch, and then that's when like our runner chaser dynamic started happening. And I only learned about the divine counterparts, twin flame energy, like 3 years ago, I think it was. I've been dealing with this person for like quite a while, but 3 years ago is when I realized about the divine counterparts. And so I started chasing them, and of course they started running like dee, 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 you know, ran away. I realized that I shouldn't have chased them. You know, that's not what a feminine does. And that's personally not what I do. I'm more of an introspective kind of person, you know. And so I feel like me chasing them really pushed them away. And it all really made sense in that moment, because when I was doing the, when I was listening to the advice of this dating coach, I was like, oh, that's where I made the mistake. Oh, that's where I made the mistake, you know, and this is the mistakes. And I can really see each mistake that I had made with the divine counterpart and why I had made it. And a lot of the times is because if you, let's say, for example, you're like me, as a divine feminine, you have been in emotional relationships that have been emotionally abusive or physically abusive. You have been, since a child, emotionally abused or physically abused. And so when you have been in these abusive, you take on this more masculine energy as a way of protecting yourself. So you get really aggressive, you get really defensive, you get really assertive, you get like really demanding, and then your yin energy, your negative part of your energy gets taken over as well, where you become needy, you become confused, you know, and you have this need to control your dynamic, your life around you. And this causes issues within the twin flame. And this is the stuff that needs to be healed in the twin flame union. So I realized that because of my childhood, because of my experiences, I had become this person I really didn't like, because I don't like being overly masculine. I like to be feminine. And I noticed with my last relationship, I had lost my femininity. I really didn't want to comfort anybody. I really did, like, emotions were making me incredibly uncomfortable. Like, raw emotions were making me incredibly comfortable. I had hid a lot. I cried alone. I was very angry inside. I hid my emotions. I didn't communicate them. And I was just very, 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 very closed off, And I realized that this is something I had to learn. I have to learn to heal this. I really do. I have to learn to step into my feminine energy. So as I'm watching this dating coach, I go to do an experiment, right? I'm like, okay. And he's explaining, we're going to go back to the basics. The basics. What triggers a man to want you? What triggers a masculine energy to want you? If you don't know the question to this answer, it has to do with primal instinct. It has to do with chasing. It has to do with allowing allowing a man to chase you. And that's what I'm saying. As a feminine energy, do not chase the masculine, because you're going to repel him. Because at a basic instinctive level, the masculine is the one who should be doing the chasing. The masculine is the one who should be assertive, okay? So let's take a look at the masculine energy here. Yin is number one. Okay. Movement, creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. Feminines don't take action. They're passive. They sit back in their Empress energy, flip their hair, do their nails, do their makeup, and they wait for the men to come to them. And yes, this is a very basic thing. And yes, I understand the dynamics are changing in this world. But if you are a feminine energy and you're dealing with a twin flame, this is going to apply to you, because at a basic level, a soul level, your divine counterpart is the masculine side. They need to come to you, okay? So, what I did, the experiment. I took my happy booty to the bar. I got my hair done. I got my nails done. Well, I did it myself. I started learning to do my makeup. My first experiment to do was to step into my feminine energy, to make the men in the bar notice me. And in order to get noticed, I had to make conversation. Not chase after anyone, not say, oh, I want you or like you. But to make the men notice me, I had to, step into my feminine energy. And I had to appear as if, I was warm, soft, and I was nurturing and caring, and I had this good, happy, amazing energy about me, right? And I was confident, and I was sure of myself, and that I wasn't emotionally insecure or needy or anything. So I walked into that bar. Let me tell you, I walked into that bar, my head held high, okay, and I'm going through a difficult time. Let me tell you, my health issues and stuff like that, and dealing with the divine counterpart and dealing with somebody else that I was liking at the time, and I have a lot going on in my personal life, but this really made me excited because I love experiments. So I was like, you know what, let's do this. Let's tap into the feminine energy. I did my hair, I did my makeup. I learned how to do my makeup. And then I walked in that bar and was happy, and I was sure of myself. And sure enough, like, people were looking at me. Somebody bought me a drink. I was talking to the person that I really cared about and liked at the time. And we were flirting, and I had gotten his attention, and I had gotten somebody else. They were talking to me, asking me questions. I got their attention, and it, that saying when you say fake it till you make it, that's basically what I did, except in the feminine energy. I really went in there sure of myself, confident, and just had a smile on my face, and was glowing and was happy and was trying to, I didn't even have to try to make conversation. Just people started talking to me, and when I walked, I didn't walk all like shoulders down, oh, like I'm insecure or closed off. No, I was up. My shoulders were up, my chest was out, my hips were swaying, and I was just doing in a very feminine energy. And I noticed that I was getting attention, and I was getting attention, I was getting attention. So it was very quite an experiment. It was very fun, and I would love to do it again. And I would love for you as a feminine energy to try this out, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to teach ourselves what the difference is to go in somewhere out and about and see how the difference in the way you carry yourself and your feminine energy versus masculine energy. So you can do a little experiment, like try to be more feminine, or you can do an experiment, see how your masculine energy carries you, and see how you might repel the other people, or see how you might draw in people. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't just talking to I wasn't just talking to men. I was talking to feminine or women as well, and we were sitting there and we were having conversations, and you could notice when I talked to, like, some of the females in there weren't happy at me. They were glaring at me and giving me dirty looks, and I even complimented one of them, and I was like, oh my, I like your glasses, they're beautiful, they're amazing, where'd you get them? And she just, like, and I seen her looking at me and giving me a nasty look from, like, when I was going to sing and stuff, and I still went, and she just had this energy about her that was just repelling. And so it made me really think about the energy that we give off and what repels, like closed off, or if we're that vibrant energy. On a side note, I couldn't figure it out. Like, my friend that I had, that I don't talk to right now for very specific reasons, but I noticed that she would do this. When we would go places, like, she would just start talking to people, and she would draw on these people. Like, it didn't matter how she looked, what size she was, or what she was wearing. Like, she just walked into the place like she owned it, and she would draw in all this attention. And I'm like, how is she doing that? Like, how is she drawing in all these attention? And how is it that, like, she just goes off and talks to people and doesn't even care what they think about her, And it was like, she's drawing in her feminine energy. She's using her feminine energy to basically draw in people. And so the next time I went to the store, I did the exact same thing. I was like, smiling. I looked people in the eye, and especially, like, if they were masculine or, men, I would look them in the eye and I would smile, and they would be like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good, how are you? And they're like, they're like, I'm doing good. But you have to be in balance, because don't be overly like, oh my God, hey, what are you doing? You're so cute. Oh, I love you. That's going to push them away if you're overly feminine. You want to have the perfect balance where you can be cool and collected, and also very feminine. Not overly feminine, but, very feminine. Another thing, women, feminine energies. Sorry, I keep doing that. I have to restart that because I said women. I'm still getting used to the idea of just dealing with feminine energy. Feminine energy. You don't have to be whatever your gender is. Doesn't matter. Feminine energy. Another thing you want to do is, going back to the basics, is to get a masculine to do something helpful for you, okay? Because masculines love this. And this is one of the main reasons that a lot of feminine energies, if you're too Miss Independent, you're going to push away your masculine. You're going to push away your masculine, and I don't want to tell you why, because test this out, and I'll tell you, it works. Test this out. Men love doing things for women. Masculine energies love doing things for the feminine energies. I'm sorry, you guys. I did it again. I did not mean to do it. I promise. Masculine energies love it when the feminine energy comes to them and says, hey, can you do this for me? Because I can't do it. Even if you know how to do it. Hey. So, like, for instance, I went to the bar and I asked someone, I was like, hey, can you do this for me? Because it's really, it's really bothering me. And so they were like, oh, no, absolutely. I would love to do that for you. And so they went and they did it. And, you know, they were happy about it. So we're going back to the very basics, you guys, because you have to get inside the way a masculine thinks. You have to get inside the way the masculine energy thinks, you guys. And I've noticed my main issue, really, as a feminine, was I wasn't in my feminine energy. I pushed away my masculine. And I swear to Bob, okay, I swear to Bob, he was literally guiding me in my dreams. Like, I've been guided by my masculine in my dreams. You know, he just sat there and told me, like, you know, I want to marry you. I want to be with you, you know. And in my dreams, I'm feminine. I'm in my feminine energy, you know. I'm not masculine, but on the outside, I've developed a masculinity that I don't particularly resonate with. Like, you know, the aggressiveness, you know, the competition. I don't resonate with that. Like, I'm gonna just slap myself right now. No. Like, why are you chasing him? Just stop. You know, he should be coming to you. You shouldn't be chasing him. All right, feminine energies. Let's see what's going on. What messages do we have for the feminine energy? Really feel like you should step into your feminine. TikTok. Community. I'm telling you, to me, this means go and experiment here. Community, all right? Go experiment. Get some messages. If you have any feminine energy, like, around you, get some messages for them and see if you've noticed, like, oh, how does she draw in all these people? Like, just pay attention to what she does, you know, and realize that she's stepping into her feminine power. She's, you know, being worthy. She's being self-worth. And how do you view an empress? Let me tell you. How do you view an empress? Let me see if I can find the empress in here. Wouldn't it be cool if I could just do magic and be like, Empress, show yourself? No. Where's my empress card? Where's my empress card? What if she just appeared? That would be crazy. She's like, here I am. Here I am. Where is she? I don't know if I've seen the Empress in this deck. Strength. I love this deck though. The Tower. Ooh. Chariot. High Priestess. Emperor. Angel of Wisdom is the Emperor. Angel of Dreams is the Moon. Angel of Dreams. Looking for Empress. The Star, Angel of Hope. You guys wouldn't. Oh, there she is. Angel of Abundance. The Empress here. Angel of Abundance. See? And this is where you step into, like, you already have it. Like, you already have it. Okay, so if you have not seen Pretty Boss, if you do not watch Pretty Boss TV, go watch her if you're a divine counterpart. Just because she mentions this as an empress, you should be stepping into this energy like you already have, you know. And she explains it so perfectly well. We don't want to come from an energy where we don't have. We want to come from an energy that we already do have. Because when you come from an energy that you don't have, it's going to be hard for you to manifest, right? What other informations do we have? What other information do we have? Oh, these aren't right. Truth be told, be authentic to yourself. New life, here and now, unfinished symphony. So things aren't finished between you and the divine counterpart. I'm hearing that they're never going to be finished. They're never going to be finished. You're always going to be learning lessons, whether you guys are together or not. And whether you guys are in contact or not. There's a sense of time, but in this card, this means that time is an illusion. Time is, I'm hearing time is of the essence, but time is also an illusion. The universe doesn't have a time. The universe doesn't have a clock. We create the clock, right? So why worry about when am I gonna be with my divine counterpart? When am I gonna meet them, or when am I gonna date them? When you could be living in your own truth. When you could be doing things that you love to do. When you could be happy. You don't need another person to make you happy, you guys. All right? You make yourself happy. And what I'm hearing is that the twin flame energy is about finding self, finding love for yourself, finding that commitment with yourself once again. So I'm hoping that after this information that I've given you guys, you're going to step into your new life. Yeah? You're going to step into your energy. You're not going to let anybody emotionally abuse you. You're going to step into this feminine energy. You're going to be assertive. You're going to be, you're going to wait for these people to approach you. You're not going to ask anybody out. They're going to ask you out, and sometimes, if you're the feminine energy, this is literally going back to the basics in human and the basics in the soul level. Here, as a feminine energy, you want someone to check you out. Here and now. Be present in your present moment. Pretty Boss mentioned this as well. This is about being mindful. Being present in the moment that you're in now. Here and now. Stop wishing. Stop stepping out. Stop daydreaming. Feel as though you already have it. Wow. Okay. This just hit me hard because one of my lessons as a North and South Aquarius node and Leo is to stop daydreaming. And because they sit in the 6th and 12th house, that's one of the major lessons. Don't daydream. Live in the present, here and now. Oh my, I used to daydream a lot. And it's different when you feel like you already have it. It's different than daydreaming. You're living in the present moment as if you already have it, I really started doing this a lot with the divine counterpart because he was invading my space. So I, would talk to him like he was there. And I would say, I know, I understand, I get it, I know where you're coming from. I love you. There's nothing I can do. I cannot do anything. The only thing I can continue to tell you is that I love you. You made your decisions. You've made your choices. I love you. That's it. And that's what I keep doing, So, it's very, very interesting. Unfinished symphony. Things between you guys will never be done. Learning. So, I just wanted to share this little bit of information that I discovered. We'll get more into it, but for now, I really would love you guys to go experiment divine feminines with this energy, okay? When you're stepping into your feminine energy, because we need to get back to our femininity. We don't need to be having this masculine energy taking over our lives unless you want to identify as a masculine. If you don't want to identify as a masculine, I would recommend doing this. It's so much fun to see the kind of shift you get. And I really do feel like that energy, fake it till you make it. And I know that doesn't sound too amazing, like the energy that comes with it, but it's the truth, because you really have to reteach yourself how to be a feminine energy again, especially if you've been abused, especially if you had to step into this masculine energy for protection or to get that higher raise and fight for what you deserve in the workplace, or to fight in life to be where you are at. But it's time now to step into your feminine energy, because you are the empress, and as you are an empress, you do deserve, you are worthy, you know, you live a life, you live a good life, and you want to live like you already have, and see how things start transforming for you. So I want you to go out, the next time you go out, feminines, okay, I want you to be vivacious. I want you to be as feminine as you can, even with your body movements, like very gentle, graceful. Don't plop around like boom, boom, boom. Just like you're light on your feet. You have this air of femininity about you. You're soft. You're, like I said, vivacious. You're exciting. And you have an air of mystery about you. And try and communicate with some people, and just be like, hey, you know, smile at them, or be like, hey, how are you? Look them in the eye and smile, and be like, hey, how are you doing? See what happens. See if you draw people in. It should be a fun experiment, guys. All right, go forth, my feminines. Love you guys. Bye.